Montserrat for Concacaf Nations League action today. We're in League B, Group B, as hosts Montserrat take on the Dominican Republic. Shot St. Jacques, our entire crew, thrilled to have you with us as we take a look at the pitch conditions in Montserrat in this late afternoon into the early evening. Looks like the weather is going to be very nice, 20-mile-per-hour winds plus. Looks like the weather should be very kind for the beautiful game tonight in a very important game between these two teams as we take a look at the Group B standings in League B. Crucial game for the Dominican Republic, almost a must-win as they try to keep pace with a perfect Nicaraguan side who have won 4 out of 4. However, for Montserrat, a win for them keeps them away from relegation and maybe, just maybe, puts them back in contention for the top of the table, at least towards the Dominican Republic part of that table. Looking at the previous results in the group, it's been a bit up and down for Montserrat recently. They're still looking to score their first goal since their matchday 1 win over Barbados by 3-2. Since the Dominican Republic lost to Nicaragua on matchday 1 back on September 8th, they are unbeaten and they are unblemished as well. The Dominican Republic have been trying to catch Nicaragua ever since they lost to them at home by 2-0 back in September. They've done well to keep pace. They've outscored their opponents by 13-2 over the last 3 victories, and they're hoping that that trend continues tonight. It's been the opposite for Montserrat. They had a tremendous matchday 1, a 3-2 win at Barbados. But however, since then, they've been outscored by 6-0 in 2 defeats against Nicaragua, and they have to change the tide tonight. And of course, a 3-0 win, I should say a 3-0 defeat against the Dominican Republic mixed in there. In their last 3, Montserrat have been outscored by 9-0. To change the tide tonight, they're going to have to get a pretty strong performance out of their defensive unit, as the Dominican Republic are one of the best attacking forces, not just in the group, but maybe in all of League B, and they're hoping that they won't get snubbed from that promotion spot moving up into League A. And to do that, of course, they will have to take care of business tonight and hope that Nicaragua slip up before these two meet each other early next week on the final match day in the group. That game will be played in Nicaragua. Between these two, it's the 5th all-time meeting. Montserrat has won once in the past. There's been a draw, but the DR have won 3 of the previous 5, and they've outscored Montserrat 10-5 in the prior meetings. We're excited for this one in Plymouth, Montserrat. We will step aside. We'll meet the teams, and we'll get to the national anthems before the kickoff in this Nations League League B Group B encounter between Montserrat and the Dominican Republic.
Dominican Republic and Montserrat. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are able to be joined us for the national anthem of the Dominican Republic. stand for the national anthem of Montserrat.
Sean St. Jacques back here with you. A great rendition of both countries' national anthems before this critical tie here in League B, Group B in the Concacaf Nations League. Montserrat taking on the Dominican Republic. Big game in particular for the DR as they try to keep pace with Nicaragua at the top of this group. And of course, for Montserrat, they're hoping to get a result today to make sure they stay in League B. Because, of course, they, at the moment, of course, because of their prior results, cannot be promoted onto League A. So the goal now is to try to pip Barbados to the remaining spot available to stay in League B moving forward in the Nations League. And here is the starting lineup for the hosts in this late afternoon tilt. Lee Boyer's Montserrat 11 looks like this. Brandon Barzee and Adrian Clifton lead the front line. What looks like a 5-3-2 formation. Kaleem Strawbridge and Brandon Comley in the midfield will be crucial. Joseph Taylor and the captain, Donovan Daniels, will be crucial defensively in front of Corin Brooks, who is between the posts. Yadel Martinez of Cuba is our head official. It is a Cuban and a Aruban officiating crew in Montserrat today. Donovan Daniels leads that 5 at the back. It's going to be very important for Montserrat to improve things defensively as they've been outscored by 9 goals to 0 in their last 3 group games. They'll be hoping to also get some attacking prowess. And of course, the DR have had no problems with that in this group stage. Marcelo Nevelev's side have plenty of attacking talent, led by Ricky Alba and, of course, Dorny Romero, who continues to shine in CONCACAF Nations League play. Jeremy Baez and Jean Lopez lead the midfield. Michael Sambataro and Brian Lopez lead the defense in front of Houston Dynamo goalkeeper Xavier Valdez. Plenty of attacking and defensive talent on both sides, but the cohesive unit that the Dominican Republic has been in the group stage since match day 1 has really shined on and has given them the chance to continue to push for promotion to League A in the Nations League. Montserrat know they can't achieve that at this point, so they are hoping to stay in League B, and a result today would go a long way to doing that as they try to stay at least 3 points ahead of Barbados, if not increase the lead, depending on how results go later on tonight. Montserrat are in their mint greens. They'll be kicking from left to right. The Dominican Republic are in their navy blues with the red and the white trim. And Yadel Martinez is our head official in Montserrat today, and we await the sound of his whistle. Montserrat gets us started in this League B Group B encounter. Crucial game for both, in particular for the Dominican Republic's promotion hopes. A win almost essential, as Nicaragua will be looking for 5 wins out of 5 later on tonight. The Dominican Republic need to keep themselves at a bare minimum within 3 points to have a shot on the final match day head-to-head with Nicaragua to snatch away the promotion spot that only goes to the team that wins this group. For Montserrat, they can't be promoted, but they can stick around in League B. They know a win would go a long way to preserving that today, knowing that if Barbados stumble later on tonight, they will be in pole position to stay in League B and send Barbados to League C. Again, Sean St. Jacques on hand here with you, our entire crew. We're thrilled to have you with us, and we're thrilled to see how this one plays out. Montserrat are looking to get back to their matchday 1 exploits. The last 3 match days have not been as kind to them, and the Dominican Republic have long since put their matchday 1 defeat in the rear view, and they're hoping to continue the great run of form they've been on ever since. Geraldine Reyes was making some good progress on this near side. It's a trip up and a free kick won by Noend Lorenzo for the Dominican Republic. And the visitors have an early set piece inside of 2 minutes. It's going to be Jean Lopez who captains the side for the DR today. Plays for Cibao in the Dominican Republic, his club side.
Good defending, fellas! He calls it, we go together. Wait for them, Corin. Wait till they're up. Together.
Huh. Well, Sean St. Jacques back here with you. We apologize for the brief technical difficulties there. Montserrat have a free kick, and it is going to go out of play, and the offside flag is up on the near side. The Dominican Republic free kick did not lead to anything, and again, we do apologize for the brief technical difficulties there. We're back to where we need to be, and it is a goal kick, I should say a free kick, for the Dominican Republic in these early stages of this match. Both teams getting early set pieces there. Nothing fruitful to come in the end, but a good start for both. Trying to get on the front foot, a place where Montserrat have not been able to get very often over these last few match days. They've lost 3 straight games by a 3-0 scoreline, and they are hoping to stem the tide against the Dominican Republic today, who just seem to have their number in recent meetings. Not overall, but recently the Dominican Republic seemingly always getting the result they need when these two get together. Montserrat have beaten the Dominican Republic in the past, and there has been 1 draw in the previous 5. However, 3 of them have been Dominican Republic victories. Michael Sambatoro plays it back for Luis De Lucas. Lots of domestic talent, part of the Dominican Republic men's national team. A lot of the bigger clubs represented have all been in Caribbean Cup play during this recent campaign. Cibao, the most represented team amongst the national team. There are 5 players, 6 players that play for Cibao. And it's a couple for Club Atletico Pantoja and Mocha FC, who got to the semis of the Caribbean Cup. Also with some representation. And of course, Xavier Valdez in goal for The DR plays for Houston Dynamo in MLS. In the United States, the top level of American soccer. And of course, Houston Dynamo have some big playoff games upcoming in the next few weeks. Montserrat, on the other side of the coin, have plenty of English club influence amongst their ranks. Nico Gordon plays for second-tier side Birmingham City, one of the more historic clubs in the UK. And speaking of historic UK clubs, Brandon Comley plays for Bolton Wanderers, who are arguably the most historic club maybe on the planet when it comes to the beautiful game. Other clubs at the lower levels that are represented: Dartford FC, Reading FC, another second-tier side, and some lower league teams like Dulwich Hamlet and Tunbridge Angels, all amongst the clubs represented by the Montserrat national team. Of course, one of the substitutes, Dominic Richmond, plays for Fleetwood Town, another lower division side that formerly employed Leicester City and English Premier League legend Jamie Vardy as well. So both sides have club ties that are not only historic, but part of clubs that have plenty of tremendous success and history in their respective leagues and levels. Lorenzo surging ahead for the Dominican Republic. He tried to link up with Reyes on this near side, unsuccessful. However, the pressure continues to mount. Montserrat won a free kick, but the Dominican Republic keep putting on the pressure here. Daniels has to be careful for Montserrat. He takes no chances before clearing the ball away. And it will stay with Montserrat on this near side. Took a moment or two, but it is going to stay with the hosts. Dominican Republic were curious as to where that decision was going to go. The assistant and the center official just making sure they're on the same page. It's a Montserrat throw. Dean Mason will get it back into play. On the edge of the penalty area, Mason wins it right back. Doesn't have a ton of room to work with, but could get a cross in here. And his cross in the end is going to go out of play, and it's a goal kick. That's a lovely ball played up ahead. Oh, goalkeeper committed and was able to get a piece of that. Corin Brooks with a crucial moment. Play is going to be stopped on the back end. Well, Dorny Romero snuck in behind, and it looked like he was onside as well. At least initially. But in the end, Corin Brooks off his line does beautifully for Montserrat and snuffs out the chance. Well, we always seem to breach this topic during these games, but when goalkeepers come off their line, they have to do the job. They have to get there. Corin Brooks, in an early big moment in the match, does extremely well to get to that. Dorny Romero was pretty much free and clean inside the penalty area if he hadn't have gotten there and made the challenge. That's a big early moment in the match. Now then, Montserrat coming back the other way. Brandon Comley's pass is off the mark, and Xavier Valdez is able to outlet the ball. Lopez up ahead. Reyes with his pace. Does he keep it in play? The answer is no. It looked like initially that he kept it in, but I think it may have just leaked over the end line before he really kept the ball inside the white lines, and it is going to be a goal kick for Montserrat. We said this at the top of the broadcast. It is quite windy in Plymouth, Montserrat today. You could see some of the trees on the outskirts of the stadium moving with the wind here. Will be interesting to see if the ball reaches a certain elevation, if that impacts the game at all. But these two teams have very strong control with the ball on the surface, so it is unlikely. But it's worth mentioning just in case. And that is going to be a foul and a free kick that goes the Dominican Republic's way, just on the Montserrat side of midfield. Well, again, just to reiterate the stakes that are on this game, the Dominican Republic are trying to keep pace with Nicaragua at the top of the table. And a win here would definitely help to do that as it ricochets around the penalty area. Doni Romero was making a great run inside again. It's going to lead to a corner. The corner is taken quickly, and then it's headed to the outskirts. Shot does come in from DeLucas. It's blocked away. And now Montserrat looking to break, but DeLucas wins the ball back for the DR. Well, you could see the sense of urgency of the Dominican Republic players. They know a win is essentially a must here to keep pace with Nicaragua for promotion into League A. Those two teams meet early next week, or what could be an essential play-in game in this Group B. Montserrat are trying to avoid League C relegation. And to do that, a result, and especially a win, would go a long way to doing that. Ball is played down the line, looking for no-end Lorenzo. It's well defended by Nico Gordon of Birmingham City in England. And it's going to be a throw-in on the near side. Morshell has also done well in this group. He's trying to move the ball forward. Heinz Morshell actually scored the last time the Dominican Republic were in action just over a month ago in Nations League in a 5-2 win over Barbados. Ricky Alba is on the score sheet, and Doni Romero continuing his fantastic record of scoring in the Nations League, was able to notch a hat-trick in that 5-2 win. Bit of a seesaw affair. Last time these two met, back on September 11th, it was a 3-0 Dominican Republic win. Dorset with a goal. It was an own goal, of course. And Doni Romero had a brace. Lorenzo was trying to make some progress on this near side. Referee has stopped it, and it is going to be a free kick for the Dominican Republic. Well, Jean Lopez and Michael Sambataro look to provide the service required to get the Dominican Republic on the right foot. Almost 15 minutes gone, and the Dominican Republic have had the best chance so far, but there still hasn't been that clear-cut opportunity yet. Could this be that moment? Sambataro takes. Oh, it was up for grabs inside the penalty area. Maybe a chance for Reyes to shoot! And it goes through a sea of legs, and it goes out of play for a goal kick. Now, Ederlin Reyes ends up striking it rather well, considering how much traffic there was in front of him. And Corin Brooks, I think, reads it pretty well, but he was beaten. However, the ball was not accurate enough to hit the target. And that is all that matters in the end. On target, I think that the goalkeeper saves that. But it wasn't a bad effort from Reyes. Brooks recycles the possession for Montserrat. Ball is kept in play on this near side by Mason, and it ricochets out. It's going to be a Montserrat free kick, it looks like. And the referee is having some words with Jean Lopez over the challenge, the captain for the DR. That's the tail end of the challenge. Now, Lopez didn't feel there was enough contact as we go back to live action, but referee disagrees. Here is Lopez. Just chopping one into the penalty area for Dorny Romero to chase. Romero keeps it alive. Reyes with a heavy touch. And he does lose out in the end, and Montserrat have possession. And that is another late challenge that comes in. And Jean Lopez this time isn't going to escape. He is going to receive a yellow card. Well, if the first one was debatable, that one ended the conversation as far as possible yellow card was concerned. I think the referee literally just told him one more like that, and I'm going to put you into the book. And of course, moments later, that challenge did come. Very rash from Jean Lopez. That isn't necessarily something to forget about in a game like this, where there's so much on the line, a lot of passion. You could see a lot of heavy challenges. Jean Lopez being on a yellow card could impact the match. There's no question about that. Anytime one of your best midfielders has to play on a yellow card, there's always a risk. Montserrat win the ball back. A ball fluttered with the outside of the right boot towards the defensive back line is cleared away. And Montserrat just to the left of Lee Boyer will take the throw. Well, both teams still looking to find that opening salvo. That ball's going to go out. It's a Montserrat throw on the near side. And Dean Mason is going to take it once again. Doesn't take too much time over it. Throws it into the center of the penalty area, but the DR have enough numbers behind it. DeLucas just about able to get it away. And now the Dominican Republic can move some numbers up the field after the ball was cleared away. Well, it looks like another yellow card has come out here. A late challenge came in after the ball was moved away from the initial scene, and Dean Mason, he's booked for the challenge. Well, he was pleading his case with the official. However, the official wasn't willing to listen, and it didn't look like Dean Mason had much of an argument as far as the challenge itself was concerned. So that's a yellow card apiece inside of 20 minutes. And the DR continue to surge ahead, looking for Lorenzo. But again, Montserrat defend well. That's something that they're continuing to try and improve on. DR win the ball back. That's a lovely ball played centrally. Jean Lopez. It could fall for Alba. Alba trying to pick up the pieces along with Morshell. Now Montserrat looking to counterattack. They had the right idea. Too much on the pass. Try to slash through the lines. And in the end, Kaleem Strawbridge couldn't catch up to it. And it is a throw in to the DR on the near side. Sambataro just trying to loft the ball downfield. It goes out of play. The DR can use this opportunity to get more numbers ahead. It's been interesting how these two teams have almost been a mirror image of each other, just in opposite ways in this group stage. Talked about it earlier. Montserrat had the perfect start to this group. The Dominican Republic had the worst possible start to this group, as Brooks is able to handle the ball looped into the penalty area. But since then, Montserrat have not been able to score, and they haven't gotten any points either. And the Dominican Republic have only been scoring goals, and they've only gotten all of the points since those opening games on the match day. DR hoping that their chase down attempt on Nicaragua won't be left in vain, but to get that opportunity on the final match day to take them on again head-to-head with a chance to get promoted, they have to win this game. Anything else, and they would be at serious risk of being eliminated from promotion contention today, potentially. Barbados taking on Nicaragua later on tonight. That ball's deflected towards the edge. That looked like it was going to go out for a corner. The referee didn't see it that way. And it's going to be a goal kick. Well, I'm not sure if the referee had the best look at that. But it does look like that he has missed that one. Montserrat were adamant that that was going to be a corner, and I think they had a case there. Lorenzo on the other end. Finds Reyes. Maybe a chance for Lopez. And when he tries to involve Jeremy Baez on the far side, it does go out of play. But it stays with the visitors. Well, that's a poor pass by DeLucas. Picked off by Strawbridge. Maybe a chance to counter here for Montserrat. Ball's played in behind. Barzy. Can Barzy create something here? He's forced outside of the penalty area. Calmly tries to help out. And then it's a poor pass, and it's given away to the DR. Sambataro up ahead. It's laid off. Lovely little give and go. Maybe a chance to chop this back. Jeremy Baez. Great ball across. It's just about cleared away. Only as far as Lorenzo. And the Dominican Republic will recycle the play. It's another lovely little give and go. Ball in by Baez needs to be dealt with, and it's headed out of play by Daniels, the captain. And it's a DR corner on the far side as the visitors take it up a notch or two. Well, we've seen that happen multiple times during this group stage. Times where the Dominican Republic have been kept at bay, and then all of a sudden they take it up a notch or two, and then they are very tough to deal with. Can they make something of this corner? In by Sambataro. And in the end, too much on it. And it will go back to Montserrat via a throw in the end. Well, it's another ironic situation because of that game between Nicaragua and Barbados. The Dominican Republic will be hoping that Barbados can do them a favor, while Montserrat will be hoping that Nicaragua can help them out a little bit. And of course, from a Dominican Republic perspective, this is a game where you can't overlook it. Despite your recent success against Montserrat, but also the fact that, this is one of those games where in the past, you see this in other leagues, in other big competitions, sometimes teams look ahead to the game that's after the game they have to take care of first, and sometimes that leads to a stumble or two around the world, but the Dominican Republic can't afford to drop points here. They really can't. Nicaragua will be heavily favored to go 5 wins out of 5. And that ball is fluttered in. Again, it was a decent searching ball, looking for Dorney Romero. Corin Brooks, he's on the case. Lopez, back for Montserrat. It's a lovely ball to find Reyes on this near side. Reyes overruns it, but gets possession back. Maybe a chance for the shot. In the end, Jean Lopez, not a bad effort, but it was always rising in the end and curling wide of the goal. Well, one of Montserrat's early issues in this first half hasn't been the defensive side. They've held firm there so far, and the DR really haven't had any clear-cut chances yet, not anything definitive. Just a bunch of half chances so far. However, when they're in possession, Montserrat have not been able to keep the ball for very long, which has limited their attacking prowess. Maybe this possession can help to change that. A little bit of a trip there potentially. Montserrat appealing, nothing given. And the DR win the ball back. Sambataro. Tried to get Reyes involved to Lucas. And then Lopez forced all the way back to Xavier Valdez. To Lucas. Lovely ball to find Lorenzo. Now Reyes. Jean Lopez. Ball's played out wide. It's a slashing shot. Heinz Montserrat took aim. Blocked away rather easily in the end. And the Dominican Republic maybe could have done a bit more with that possession, but they will get another chance as the ricochet allows them to recycle the possession. Reyes, another heavy touch. Sambataro plays it centrally. Ball is left. Sambataro again, curling it into the middle. Handball appeals come in from the Dominican Republic players, maybe half-hearted in the end. Referee says nothing doing, and Montserrat clear their lines. Lopez. Well, they thought about moving the ball forward. Now they do move it ahead. Trying to get into the path of Ricky Alba. "15 minutes left in the half. Must be said, both teams have not quite gotten the big chances yet. It's a credit to Montserrat's defense, but also the Dominican Republic's ability to have sustained periods of possession and pressure. Lorenzo. Sambataro curling one in. Ball is headed away. Not cleared. Montserrat again unleashing one. And it's blocked out of play again for a throw. Another ball clipped towards the end line. Baez tries to cross it. And in the end, it wasn't his best effort. And it is going to go out of play for a goal kick.
Wait for them, Curry. Get around, Chris. On the little lad, Curry. Out wide, on the little lad.
It's out for a Dominican Republic throw. I think the spot where the throw should be taken was a bit disputed there. Well, Sambataro's throw wasn't the best, but it's a clumsy challenge by Daniels on the back of Romero. And it's going to be a Dominican Republic free kick in a pretty good spot. Another look, and really the captain didn't need to make the challenge. It was well covered. Montserrat defensively actually did the job there, but that nudge in the back means they have more work to do. It'll be Jean Lopez and Sambataro once again. Curled in by Jean Lopez. Plenty of arc. Maybe too much arc. And we said it earlier, on a day like this where the wind is making a bit of an impact, maybe those high arcers aren't the best course of action. Little extra wind on that lifts it out of play. And it is going to be a goal kick. Maybe on a tamer day, wind and elevation-wise, it would not have done anything, but on a day like this, where some of the elements are making a slight impact, it can alter a ball like that, and I think that's exactly what happened. Baez, who at times can take over a game all by himself, for club and for country, it must be said. That ball's curled in again, looking for Reyes or Romero. Not definitively cleared yet, although now Montserrat might have a chance to break, but the pass ahead by Adrian Clifton was picked off, and it leads to a free kick won by the aforementioned Jeremy Baez, who plays for Club Atletico Pantoja, another Dominican Republic club side. Another club side in the DR that made a pretty good run in the Concacaf Caribbean Cup this past season. I should say the season that is still in play, but coming towards the end. Once again, Lopez and Sambataro are the brain trust here over this free kick, I should say. Can they find somebody in navy blue with just over 10 minutes left in the half? Sambataro with a good ball. It's punched away by Brooks. Very, very good service. Baez will win the throw instead. Reyes stays with it. He's able to find Brian Lopez, who tries to clip one. There's a bit of a coming together inside the penalty area. Referee looks away and points for a goal kick. Well, the Montserrat technical area wasn't happy with something that happened during that sequence. Didn't see anything, at least initially, that was untoward. Well, and the referee not happy with Montserrat potentially time wasting there. Tells Corin Brooks to get on with it. Good battle for it in the midfield here. Lopez gets his head to it. Montserrat come out with possession on this near side. Dean Mason striding ahead. Strawbridge curling one. Strawbridge gets it back. It's still Strawbridge. Great ball across. It could be headed. It's in. Montserrat score first. Brandon Barzy gives them the lead. Against the run of play, the men of Montserrat strike first, and they lead by 1-0. It's remarkable. The first goal they've scored since September 8th. And it's Brandon Barzy's first goal of the group stage. It could be a vital goal in the match and in the promotion battle. It's 1-0 Montserrat, and that will be music to Nicaraguan ears. And after all of the huffing and puffing from the Dominican Republic at the other end, they didn't create a lot. Montserrat, out of almost nothing, take the lead. Well, you just never, ever know, do you? Well, Lee Boyer's group defensively have stuck with it, and maybe earlier than anybody would have expected, they've gotten a reward for it, a big reward. And the Dominican Republic have to come from behind for a second straight match day. They fell behind against Barbados, although that was a lot earlier in the match than this. And the Dominican Republic had to come back and win that game. They won 5-2, but it was quite a struggle in that first half. Montserrat have a chance here to take a lead into the half, which could totally change the complexion of the game and maybe the group. What makes it such a surprise is that Montserrat were struggling just to keep possession at times in this half. But talk about persistence paying off. They have stayed on the task. And we could have a bit of a story brewing here. Brandon Barzy plays for Dartford Football Club, one of the English lower league sides. And he has just had one of his best international moments of his career, maybe his entire career. That's going to be a free kick that goes the Dominican Republic's way here. Referee gives a bit of a talking to Joseph Taylor, who put in the challenge. It's going to be a DR free kick. Another look at the challenge by Taylor. Well, he does leave a bit of his shoulder in there. I think that was the issue, not necessarily the boot. The DR looked to equalize, and Heinz Morschell unleashes a strike. It was dipping at the end, but it's well held by Corin Brooks. And that'll take us to the final 5 minutes plus stoppage time in the half. You see there, Brandon Barzy giving Montserrat an unlikely lead here. It must be said, for those just joining us, it was very much against the run of play. Oh, and there was another chance for Strawbridge, who helped to create the first goal, to create a second, but his pass was too close to the goalkeeper. Oh, the Dominican Republic, who are so good in transition themselves, are starting to get beat at their own game here. That's the second time Montserrat have made something happen in transition. The first was the goal. Strawbridge nearly doing it again on this near side. The Dominican Republic will win another free kick. You could see that there is a bit more intensity and maybe a bit more desperation here for the DR. Trying to get back on level terms before the half is done. It would be so crucial for Montserrat if they could take the lead into the halftime break. Give the DR some time to think it over. And give yourselves some time to readjust to playing with the lead as opposed to searching for it. It's in by Lopez. Oh, it's bundled around at the back post. It's going to go out for a corner. Well, maybe a chance to equalize here for the Dominican Republic. From the corner, Lopez. Oh, it was dangerous. Too much on it, however. And Montserrat will get a throw in on the near side. Dean Mason will take the throw. John Lopez wins the header. Baez. To Lucas. Ball's played ahead, but again, Montserrat are able to deal with it rather comfortably. Oh, lovely little give and go. Morshell tried to get inside the penalty area. Montserrat, again, defensively, do very well, and they will win a throw out of it. Well, the defensive structure that Montserrat have put together in this first half has been such an improvement. And to not only do the defensive work, but to get the opening goal. Lee Boyer couldn't have dreamed of a better half. But can they finish it out and have something to hold on to going into what could be a critical second half for the Dominican Republic's promotion hopes here? Romero. Oh, it falls for Baez, whose shot is blocked. It's a poor clearance. It's going to go out for a throw to the DR. It's into the final minute before first half stoppage time. To Lucas. Brian Lopez. For Jean Lopez, who tried to get it in behind for Ricky Alba. It'll be another corner. Lopez leaves it. Sambataro takes it, and Tony Romero tries to head it. But Montserrat again stand tall. That'll take us into first half stoppage time. Just 1 minute of injury time at the end of the half. A very peculiar half, but a memorable half nonetheless. Baez throwing it into the middle. It's headed high into the air. Morshell heads it down. No chance to turn by Lorenzo inside the penalty area. That ball is sent ahead. Maybe a chance for Strawbridge. Morshell is taken out. Oh, I beg your pardon. It's actually been amended to 2 minutes of injury time, so there's still a little bit more to go in this half. Brooks is able to deal with that. And Montserrat are nearly into the halftime break with the lead, given to them by Brandon Barzy. An unlikely halftime lead potentially, and an unlikely story potentially unfolding here in Montserrat. Strawbridge does tremendously well to hold that up. And this is played beautifully in behind, calmly trying to get on the end of it. It's cleared away. Still time maybe for the DR to hit back, but it's too far in front of Reyes. And that will likely take us to the halftime interval. Well, a scoreline that not many expected, but give Lee Boyer's side a ton of credit for the way they've handled this so far. They say goals change games. It's a different game for the DR to have to contend with as we approach the end of the first half. That's going to be a DR throw, and that is the end of the half in Montserrat. Well, we could be in the midst of a very interesting story here. Brandon Barzy scoring in the 37th minute gives Montserrat the unlikely lead over the Dominican Republic. And again, it is music to the ears of the Nicaraguans at the moment, hoping that Montserrat can do them a favor to give them a chance to clinch League A promotion. Sean St. Jacques back here with you at the start of the second half. Concacaf Nations League, League B, Group B in Montserrat tonight. And the start of the second half sees an unlikely scoreline begin it. It is Montserrat 1. It is the Dominican Republic 0. If this result holds, it will be a huge boost for Nicaragua's hopes of promotion into League A. They would only need a draw later on tonight against Barbados. It is a critical second half for the Dominican Republic. It's a game where they almost have to win. And at the moment, they are trailing at the start of the second half. Trying to get right on the front foot. Morchel's ball into the middle. He's headed away. And Sambataro will recycle the possession. Another ball curled into the middle, looking for Dorny Romero, who was rather quiet in that first half. So unlike him. He's normally very, very active. But Montserrat's defense, which really stole the show in the first half, kept him and most of the Dominican Republic attacking players at bay. Remember, coming into this match, the last 3 games for Montserrat, they'd been outscored 9-0. And for the Dominican Republic, their last 3 games, they had outscored teams 13-2. Well, the script has been flipped on them here. And if the Dominican Republic cannot win the game, that means Nicaragua just need to get a result later on. And they will be the group winners and will advance into League A. For Montserrat, if they can hold on, they would be in very good shape to stay in League B and avoid relegation to League C. So there's quite a bit on the line here in the second half for both teams involved. Baez gives chase. It's cleared away. Recycled by Brian Lopez for the DR with the help of Xavier Valdez, who only had 1 save to make in the first half, and he couldn't keep out the header from Brandon Barzy. Got a big hand to it, but in the end, it hit off the top and went into the back of the net. Well, plenty for Marcelo Nefalev's group to ponder here. They haven't really been in this position since they lost to Nicaragua on match day 1. That was back on September 8th, over 2 months ago. And of course, what happened in that game is they fell behind and then they conceded again later on in the match and they lost 2-0. The Dominican Republic have been perfect ever since in this group, but that is going to be tested here in the second half. Can the DR play with the pressure that is on them and come from behind? Or will Montserrat improve leaps and bounds over this past month and pull off an upset here? Well, that is a clumsy challenge. It's going to be a foul and a free kick. Heinz Morchel leaving a boot in. Another look. Well, it's a very, very late challenge. Not sure what Morchel was expecting there. Here's Clifton for Montserrat. And the ball is flared in beautifully. Oh! Now the skimming header takes it off of Brandon Barzy's head, who was in a very good position to maybe double the delight for Montserrat. And again, the Dominican Republic have a warning shot fired across the bow here. It's going to be a foul and a free kick. Oh my goodness. Well, if Montserrat can get a second goal here, the Dominican Republic in the most unlikely of fashion, will be in a heap of trouble here. Well, it goes without saying, but next goal will totally dictate how this match moves ahead if we get a second goal. Montserrat nearly creating another chance. But they're wasteful with their set piece here, and it flies out of play.
Get ready, Joe. Remember the wind, you've got to take a bit off. Just float. Show him this way. All right, well done. Well done, Brendan.
Well, the first 5 minutes of the second half have mirrored the first 45 minutes. Lots of Dominican Republic possession. They haven't done much with it. And then Montserrat, every once in a while, creating a quality chance at the other end when they get an opportunity. And those opportunities have been few and far between, but they have used them extremely well. Lorenzo out wide. Ball is curled in beautifully, looking for Romero, but it's headed away from him. A chance maybe for Montserrat to counterattack. Ball is going to be kept in play. Actually, Heinz Morschell commits a foul in the end, dragging down Kaleem Strawbridge. And it's a foul and a free kick for the hosts. Oh, and Montserrat again are warned about time wasting. They were warned about that in the first half, even before they took the lead. Lee Boyer's group has tried to slow the game down a bit. Joseph Taylor's ball in. He's a searching one. It's headed out of play. Montserrat will take that. It's going to be a throw-in on the near side. Abraham Dorset, who actually scored an own goal against the DR the last time these two met, will try to create a goal for his country here. But in the end, it's right at the goalkeeper, Valdez, who didn't have to do too much to get to it. And maybe a chance for the DR to stride into the counter-attacking position. Baez up ahead. Tony Romero is shielded away at the last moment by Brandon Comley. Well, maybe if anyone should have that last name on this team, it's Brandon Comley. How cool was he there? Very easily deals with it, just shielding him away to make sure Corin Brooks could clear for Montserrat. Comley plays for Bolton Wanderers in the English footballing pyramid. It's a club with just oodles of history. Not many clubs in Europe, and that would, of course, imply the world, have as much of a history as Bolton Wanderers does. That is going to be a foul and a free kick. And again, starting to see a little bit of frustration take hold here for the Dominican Republic. They're going to have to try and manage that. The last time we really saw that was when they lost to Nicaragua 2 months and change ago. If the same thing happens today, it is Nicaragua's group to lose. All they would have to do is get a point against Barbados, and they would win the group and win promotion to League A. Baez wins a throw. The Dominican Republic still feel they have plenty of time to turn this around, but can they get that equalizing goal? They really haven't had many clear-cut chances, despite all the possession. And now Reyes tries to keep this ball alive, but it is cleared away, but not before it rolled out, and it's going to be a corner. That was a late decision, but in the end, the referee saw some help from his assistant and gives the Dominican Republic a corner on the far side. It'll be curled in by Jean Lopez. Oh, it goes through everybody. Overhead kick by Brian Lopez. Then another overhead kick by Montserrat is blocked. Two opportunities there. Reyes ambitiously tries to strike one. And the ball is curled back in again, and it's over everybody's head. And it's out for a goal kick. The intended target was Ricky Alba. And again, the Dominican Republic a bit wasteful in the final third. Is it going to come back and haunt them in the end tonight? Oh, there was always that potential for a Dominican Republic-Nicaragua final day clash for a chance to advance to League A, but that could be in jeopardy here if the Dominican Republic fall here in Montserrat. Will the Dominican Republic chase down of Nicaragua end before the two meet for a second time? The further we go along, the higher chance that happens. And now Montserrat could create something here. Barzi's in the middle. Oh, the shot comes in, and it goes all the way in! Montserrat have doubled their lead! It's an extraordinary finish! Once again, against the run of play, Montserrat scores a beauty. Kaleem Strawbridge with one of the best goals he's surely ever scored in his life. It's Montserrat 2, the Dominican Republic 0, and the DR could be staring defeat in the face here. The story just keeps getting better for Montserrat. And the cavalry is coming for the Dominican Republic. Couple of changes are in the cards. Daniel Leonardo, he's going to come on for Noen Lorenzo. And Ronaldo Vasquez is going to come on for Ricky Alba. Well, the Dominican Republic have just not been good enough in the final third. And for a second time in transition, they've been beaten at their own game here. And Montserrat, who hadn't scored in over 2 months, have scored twice. And Kaleem Strawbridge has scored an absolute perler to give Montserrat a 2-0 lead. It could be a result that makes sure that Montserrat stay in League B and could make sure that the Dominican Republic will join them as well. Still just over half an hour left, but now the Dominican Republic have to score 3 goals to win the game. Remember, a draw for the Dominican Republic would only get them back within 2 points, meaning that Nicaragua with a win would still progress with a 5-point cushion and 1 game to play. So if the Dominican Republic are really going to stay in this, their job just got a whole lot tougher, and they only have 32 minutes plus stoppage time left. Now, the Montserrat fairy tale tonight has just added another brilliant chapter. Now can they finish the job? They have the Dominican Republic quite literally right where they want them. Jean Lopez for Ronaldo Vasquez. Montserrat out wide. Can Ronaldo Vasquez be the difference maker? He's been a great playmaker for club and country this season. Oh, that ball was played in. Overhead kick is completely missed by Montserrat. And now Montserrat are going to counter again here. That ball's played over the top, however, rightly so. The offside flag is up. Well, Atri and Clifton wanted to get in on the fun. And he was away, but he was in an offside position when the ball was kicked. I'll remember, Montserrat had beaten the Dominican Republic just once before in the history of this fixture. Dominican Republic has gotten a result in 4 of the 5 prior meetings, I should say. But tonight, it is not going their way as we approach the hour mark. This Concacaf Nations League group stage, and really not just League B, League A and League C, just continues to provide bucket loads of drama. And Nicaragua have to be on the edge of their seat, thinking, oh, we're nearly in position to clinch this if this result holds. They would just have to get a draw later on tonight if Montserrat wins. And of course, if Nicaragua were then to win, Montserrat would clinch safety in League B, and Barbados would be relegated. Because of this result happening, so much could be determined today in Group B of League B in the Nations League. Dominican Republic need a lifeline, and they need it fast. Baez, a reverse ball blocked away. That's a lovely ball curled into the penalty area. In the end, it's passed right back out. Oh, and Baez is offside. Dorny Romero thought about turning and shooting, but then thought better of it. However, his pass back out wide found Baez in an offside position. And again, another Dominican Republic attack fizzles out. And the Montserrat defense continues to work wonders here in Plymouth.
Come on, Cliff, come on! Well done, Cliff, well done! Cliffy, well done, big man!
Now Lee Boyer and his staff are not going to be content. They know there's a long way to go, but they have to love the way their team has responded here. Well, that's going to be a yellow card that comes out. Jernade Mead, who plays for Tunbridge Angels in the English lower levels, is going to be booked here for, I believe, time wasting. Second player to be booked for Montserrat, along with Dean Mason from the first half.
You're okay today, don't worry. Cliff, higher and inside if you want. If you want to, he can do that. Forwards. Good enough, Joe.
Well, another goal for Montserrat will turn this into a dreamland scenario. Ooh, and Abraham Dorset is struggling a bit here on the near side. Just went down and put his hands on his knees. It's a throw-in. Oh, and Dorset is really in some discomfort here. Plays for Reading in the English second division, the championship.
Good, Brandon, tell him. Go on, Clean.
We'll see if he can rejoin us. For now, it's just going to be a play on, and Montserrat, currently down to 10, are going to get a free kick in a very good position here. And the Dominican Republic defensively here are not quite coming unraveled, but they are losing their discipline a bit. Dorset's back on. We'll keep an eye on him as the game goes on. He was in discomfort. He's still in a little bit of discomfort. Wonder if he just got the wind knocked out of him a little bit. Joseph Taylor stands over this, along with the goal scorer of the first goal, Brandon Barzy. Well, it's gone from good to great for Montserrat. Can it turn into magnificent with a third goal here? Taylor for Barzy. Barzy crosses it into the middle. It's headed high into the air. And this time the Dominican Republic do deal with it. Taylor wins it back for Montserrat. Ball is fluttered up ahead. And it is going to be shielded out of play for a goal kick. Goals from Barzy and Strawbridge could have Montserrat on the cusp of a huge, huge win. Their last win, we talked about it earlier. Match day 1, September 8th. Montserrat won by 3-2. Oh, a couple of coming togethers there on the edge of the penalty area. It's Baez with a tame effort, held by Corin Brooks. The goals on that day that Montserrat scored, it was Codrington Shane who actually scored an own goal for Barbados. The 2 Montserrat goals they scored themselves were scored by Lyle Taylor, who is not in the squad. Scored in the 6th minute and scored the winner deep into stoppage time in the 90-plus 8th. Since then, Montserrat hadn't scored, let alone won a match, let alone picked up any points. But they've got 2 goals here. They've kept a clean sheet so far. And the Dominican Republic, who've been unblemished since match day 1, need to score 3 times to have a legitimate shot of keeping their promotion hopes alive. And if they can't pull that off, Nicaragua just need to win later, and they will have completed the job.
Brandon off, Chris, Brandon, Chris. Here we go, here we go. Here we go. Play forward. Well done, both.
That's going to be a foul. It's going to be a free kick.
Sorry, you've got the yellow card there, I'll give you that.
Yellow card is out, and it is going to go to DeLucas. DeLucas and Jean Lopez are the only 2 Dominican Republic players now with a yellow card. And again, I don't know if DeLucas has much of an argument there. It's a very poor challenge. Well, now for Montserrat, it's about game management at this juncture. For the Dominican Republic, they need some kind of spark. They need a jolt. The substitutions they've made have not really helped the cause, at least not yet. They have plenty of attacking players at their disposal, as Montserrat are incensed that a free kick's been given here, but it has. The likes of Juan Pineda, Carlos Ventura, and others available. This was the challenge. Well, what it must be said, Joseph Taylor gets quite a bit of the ball there. That might be a bit unfortunate that the referee's seen that differently there. That doesn't look like a real foul, it must be said, but I think the referee may have had the wrong angle. And in the meantime, Ronaldo Vasquez with a poor challenge. He's booked. Montserrat have a free kick. And again, the Dominican Republic's discipline. He's coming back to hurt them a bit here. They're starting to lose their edge. And maybe, just maybe, starting to lose their heads a little bit here. Well, the Dominican Republic faced adversity against Barbados last time out, but that goal that they were behind in that game was very early. They had plenty of time to get it back, and they got it back rather quickly, it must be said. Ricky Alba equalized just a few minutes after they fell behind, and then Dorney Romero and Heinz Morschell did the rest in a 5-2 win. But it must be said that not just the goals being scored, but the timing of the goals here tonight have been just perfect from a Montserrat point of view. And the situation is close to turning dire for the Dominican Republic. 2 goals, yes, would salvage a point, but then they would need Nicaragua to drop points later tonight. And of course, if the Dominican Republic lose, all Nicaragua need is a point, and that would be enough. And we would not get that late group stage showdown. Well, we would, but there wouldn't be anything on it. Can the Dominican Republic start the comeback? Cross into the middle for Romero is blocked away. Johnny Romero has been kept at bay all night. He really hasn't had a sniff. This ball is curled in. It's deflected. Brooks, did he keep that in play? He did. And again, Montserrat doing extremely well on the defensive side of the game. That's been the cornerstone tonight. The improvements defensively after they had conceded 9 without reply in their prior 3 matches. They have rectified the defensive side tonight. And then they just needed to be clinical in the final third. Well, they've done just that. 2 big chances, 2 goals. Another could finish the Dominican Republic off here with 19 minutes left of the 90. Well, as we expected, Marcelo Nevelev is going to roll the dice again. 2 more changes. Eric Paniagua, he's going to come on, and Carlos Ventura, who we mentioned earlier, is going to come on for Jeremy Baez. So another double switch for the DR, knowing that they need a lot of attacking things to go the way down the stretch. DeLucas, under pressure from Clifton, clears the ball away. But it's a great challenge on the back end. Montserrat keep it on this end. That's great defensive work by Meade on this near side. See there, Michael Sambataro was the other player to make way. Paniagua and Ventura on. Baez and Sambataro off. 4 changes have been made. Meanwhile, Montserrat have not made any alterations tonight. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Jean Lopez. Recycled by Paniagua, who also plays for Cibao in the domestic league in the Dominican Republic. Ooh, and Romero nearly got some space on the edge of the penalty area. Closed down and cleared away. More defensive acumen at the highest level here from Montserrat. Morshell. Paniagua shoots. Handball appeals inside the penalty area. Referee had a look. Nothing doing, and Brooks will pick it up.
In the 71st minute.
Now, desperate times call for desperate measures. Or the Dominican Republic, they are running out of time. They need to get the first goal if they can start to climb this mountain that they've built for themselves here. A couple of hesitation moves, but no room really for Ventura to surge ahead. Jean Lopez curling one out wide. Reyes. Jean Lopez. Back in for Reyes. Great control! Lovely finish! Ederlin Reyes with a sparkling goal. And the Dominican Republic with a bit of quality do indeed find a lifeline. It's 2-1. That is a brilliant, brilliant finish. Just absolutely snagging it out of the air with his left boot and smashing it into the back of the net. Is there time left for the DR to save themselves here? They've just given themselves a bit of hope. Corin Brooks is injured behind the play for Montserrat as the DR tried to kick the ball off. Well, the referee is going to have to stop his watch here. This is going to be a bit of an injury stoppage, if you will. And Montserrat's number one is in a bit of discomfort here. Kaimani Nelson, he's the backup goalkeeper, and this will turn into an impromptu hydration break, cooling break, if you will. Well, well, well. The Dominican Republic have found some late moment here. Ederlin Reyes scores a tremendous goal here. 2 of the 3 goals we've seen tonight have been absolutely amazing, really. It's Ederlin Reyes' first goal since he scored at Barbados back on October 13th in a 5-0 win. Not a bad time to get your second. And another look, it's just a finish of the highest quality here. Montserrat were looking for the offside flag, maybe a handball in there. There's nothing there. Nothing but magic, really, from Reyes. The Dominican Republic have found a bit of hope to cling on to. They still need to score 2 more goals to save themselves. 1 goal would give them a glimmer of hope, but 2, and all of a sudden the DR are right back in this. And Montserrat are now going to be under the most pressure likely they've been all night as they try to go for a goal from inside their own half. That was wasteful. And the Dominican Republic, who were frustrated earlier, they were a bit ill-disciplined at times in this second half. Well, they have put something together. They have fought through it. Give them a ton of credit for that. And now 1 more goal makes this very, very interesting. Paniagua tries to cross it. It's out for a corner on the near side. And the Dominican Republic have new life, new energy. What a difference a goal can make. If any game reminds us of that, it's this one. Jean Lopez takes it short. Vasquez. Back for Lopez into the middle. Handball appeals from the Dominican Republic players. Not given to Lucas. On the edge of the penalty area. It's not cleared. Ball is fluttered back towards this near side. Vasquez into the middle. It's headed away. Chance to win the ball back, but Montserrat win it back. Chance to break, but it's great hustle by Vasquez to win the ball back. And Xavier Valdez recycles the possession for the DR. Vasquez again. Paniagua. Jean Lopez, and that's going to be a late challenge. It's a free kick. Barzy, the goal scorer, gives away the set piece. Well, this has been a phase of the game the DR have not been sharp at tonight. But can they make this set piece count? Can they complete the 2-goal comeback and give themselves a chance to totally turn the game around? In by Lopez. And the ball is cleared away, dealt with by Barzy in the end. And Montserrat under siege now. This is the most pressure that's been heaped upon them all night. Can they hold on? There's 11 minutes plus stoppage time left. Anything can still happen. all three results are still very much on the table. Montserrat. And that's a bit of a trip up. Free kick won by the substitute Ventura. And before the free kick is taken, it does look like there might be a change upcoming. There's the challenge by Mead that led to the free kick. It is going to be Dominic Richmond, who plays for Fleetwood Town in the English Pyramid, who will come on for Montserrat. That's their first change of the night, and it comes with 10 minutes of the 90 left. From the free kick, Reyes. Vasquez over the top. It's not the best ball, but it's kept alive, and it's cleared off the 6-yard line after the cross came in from Lopez. Lopez tries again. It's headed. Shot is kept in. No, it went out of play. And actually, it's been brought back because the offside flag is up. Oh, that was a real chance for DeLucas. In the end, it's going to be a free kick for Montserrat. After they made the change, Barzy, the goal scorer, came off in that swap, and Dominic Richmond is on for some fresh legs down the stretch. And the offside flag goes up at the other end. It's a DR free kick. Getting down to the really, really nervy moments now. Under 9 minutes plus stoppage time left. Lovely ball played in. It's Paniagua! And his shot is blocked. It is going to go out, I believe, for a corner. Great last-ditch defending. Wonderful ball played in as well. And it will be a set piece for the Dominican Republic in search of a late equalizer. In by Lopez. Nobody there to really attack it for the DR. Lopez will get another chance at it. Lopez curls in. Oh, it's a beautiful ball in, but it's too close to Brooks in goal. And he snatches it. Well, another look. Great play by Lopez to just keep it alive. Not a bad ball at all, but too close to the goalkeeper. No one reacted quick enough to maybe get in front and head it on target. Now again, if this result holds, Nicaragua would just need a draw later on tonight against Barbados, and they would win the group. They would get promoted. The DR still feel they have a chance here, though, to keep themselves alive. Was that a foul? Referee brings it back. It's a free kick, and Montserrat are now incensed, feeling it should have gone their way. Well, the referee has given the DR a free kick. Well, again, 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. Could have gone either way. It's a DR free kick.
Am I looking at something different or not? Because my eyes, God gave me eyes, right? And I can see.
And the chance here now for the DR from this set piece to maybe make something of it. Jean Lopez will stand over it with Heinz Montserrat. Montserrat will run away from it. Lopez's ball in is dangerous. And again, Montserrat do enough. Then was there a handball on the edge of the penalty area? Referee says no, it's a goal kick. I think some of the Dominican Republic staff were calling for a foul in the box. Others were calling for a handball outside of the box. Neither was given. And it continues to be a frantic finish here in Plymouth, Montserrat. Well, the crowd that has come out has been treated to some game here. Every minute that ticks by feels like 30. Is that a high boot that came in there? Referee had a good look at it, said no. Montserrat just putting it anywhere to make sure they're under less pressure. It'll be recycled by Xavier Valdez. Ball is curled ahead. Oh, and Romero's in! And he's missed the chance! Oh, Tony Romero wasn't picked up as the ball was curled in, and he chipped it past the goalkeeper, but wide of the target. How close was that to getting the Dominican Republic back on level terms? Well, if they are going to complete the comeback, those are the chances they have to take. You can see there, Montserrat were 2-0 up just before the hour mark. 15 minutes later, Reyes gave the Dominican Republic hope with a beautiful finish. Since then, the Dominican Republic have come close on 2 occasions to equalizing, but have not been able to find the leveler. And again, really, the DR need to score twice, or it's very much in Nicaragua's hands later on tonight. They kick off at 6 p.m. Eastern against Barbados. Montserrat could seal the points here. Great ball played in! And the shot is dragged wide of the post. The substitute, Dominic Richmond, nearly finished the DR off. And again, the Dominican Republic have to count their lucky stars. This ball's played the other way. Tony Romero can't get it. Brooks does. Oh, another look. Clifton does ever so well. Plays it perfectly into the path of Richmond, who just completely gets it wrong on the finish. If he places it anywhere else, not only is it on target, he likely scores. But he tries to go for the tight angle, and he completely misses the target. Half the Montserrat team was nearly on the pitch as he took aim. But the game remains 2-1. And there's still 3 minutes plus stoppage time left. But that's a poor pass out of play. Montserrat will be in no hurry to get the ball back in play. Ball is looped in. Who was it last off of? It's going to be a Dominican Republic throw. Oh, or is it? Actually, no. The referee has said it'll stay with Montserrat. Was it a throw-in or was it a free kick? It's actually going to be a throw. And again, Montserrat can manage the clock. Although they don't keep possession for very long. The DR quickly get it back off the miscue. John Lopez out wide. Is there still time? Can the DR save themselves here? That ball is played in for Morshell. Morshell keeps it alive. And then in the end, he's dispossessed. He over-dribbles in the end, Morshell. And the chance is lost. He had a teammate in Ventura for company. Didn't play him in quick enough. And Montserrat surrounded him. And were able to win possession back at the vital moment. Now then, Jean Lopez. Reyes trying to curl it in, and it's deflected away and cleared. And we're approaching now the 90th minute. Stoppage time now could really determine the Dominican Republic's fate. And again, there's a player down for Montserrat on the other side of the pitch. We enter the 90th minute. It's worth reiterating again, if this result holds, Montserrat would be in tremendous position to avoid relegation. to League C. But the big headline will be that Nicaragua just need to avoid defeat against Barbados. They kick off in about 12 minutes' time. And if they do, they get promoted to League A. And the Dominican Republic, after trying to chase them down since they lost to them on match day 1, would come up short and would stay in League B. We are going to go into 6 added minutes, which could be just enough time. Montserrat were actually trying to make a sub as well. Lucas Kernan was trying to come on. And the Dominican Republic still have a decent amount of time left. They need to score twice. Oh, that's a coming together. Yellow card comes out as well for the challenge. Looks like it's going to be Kaleem Strawbridge, the goal scorer, the current match winner for Montserrat, who's been booked. Now the DR will get a set piece. Can they find the equalizer to at least give themselves a puncher's chance of staying in the promotion hunt? Jean Lopez will take it. Ball is curled in, it's headed high into the air. Chance to maybe volley it, in the end it's cleared away. Not definitively, it's played back in. Cleared it for his shot in the end, only as far as Reyes, and it must be said, Reyes is wasteful there on the edge of the penalty area, and I think he even knows that. The Dominican Republic need higher quality chances than that if they're going to pull this off. And the 6 minutes that they started with is now dwindling down to the final 4 minutes. And Montserrat are on the cusp of a tremendous win and a big upset in this group. Dean Mason came off for Montserrat. Lucas Kernan is on. Montserrat still have 3 more changes left if they want to make them here and make it a bit choppy in stoppage time for the DR. We will see if that takes place. Montserrat have the ball back. Strawbridge. Was he fouled? Referee says no. Strawbridge has a goal and an assist tonight. Ball sent down the line. Bit of a pullback there. Another yellow card comes out. Free kick. Three minutes left. Jean Lopez out wide. Ross into the middle is blocked. Can Montserrat see this out? Saw there Brandon Comley picked up a yellow card for that last sequence. And that's a challenge that's deemed to be fair, and Montserrat have numbers in transition here. Clifton to seal it! Oh, he's closed down at the last moment by DeLucas. And now he will win a throw-in on the near side, and the fans here absolutely love that sequence. Adrian Clifton could have gone for goal. The angle in the end was closed down, but he keeps it at this end and wins his side of throw. Brilliant hold-up play. From the throw. It's out again, but it's a Dominican Republic throw. Oh, it's changed. It's a Montserrat throw. And that might be the end here for the Dominican Republic. We will see. Might be the end of their chances of winning the game. Maybe not drawing. They might get one more chance. They get a free kick. But really, the DR need 2 more, and they are running very low on time. A minute and change left. A draw would at least ensure that Nicaragua would have to win later on tonight. A loss would mean they'd only need a point. Ball is played across. Maybe a chance for a shot here. Vasquez out wide. Can the DR create something? Reyes absolutely skies it. And Montserrat are nearly there, seconds away from finishing off the upset. Well, before a ball was kicked, nobody saw this one coming. I think many probably presumed that the Dominican Republic would win and set up that final day matchup with Nicaragua. But Montserrat have had other ideas tonight. Brandon Barzit and Kaleem Strawbridge have been the stars. That ball is won back again. 6 minutes are up. Free kick for Montserrat. And that might be the last act of the match. Yellow card will come out as well. Now the fans now clamoring for the final whistle. Montserrat are right where they need to be as the seconds tick away. All Montserrat really need to do now is hold on to the ball, keep it in possession. Into the corner it goes. And that's it! Full time! The magnificent men of Montserrat have pulled off an almighty shocker here. They've beaten the Dominican Republic by 2-1. It's a win that could just about assure their safety in League B moving forward in the Concacaf Nations League. And it could be the result that helps to see Nicaragua get promoted into League A. And the Dominican Republic may very well have crashed out here in the penultimate game of the group stage. Brandon Barzit, Kaleem Strawbridge putting their name in lights tonight with 2 tremendous goals. And Montserrat holding on at the end despite a tremendous finish from Ederlin Reyes to win it by 2-1. You could just see the reaction and what it means to the people here and what it means to the club, to the country, and to its supporters. It's just a tremendous result and a historic night for Montserrat football. They had beaten the Dominican Republic before, but they were big underdogs tonight, and they have pulled off the win. So many people presumed that the Dominican Republic would march on again and get their chance at Nicaragua. They'll still play that game, but now Nicaragua later on just need a point, and Group B in League B is theirs. And for the Dominican Republic, it really came down to how the first hour of the match played out. They had so many opportunities in possession, they didn't do enough with it, and Montserrat caught them out not once, but twice, and that proved to be the difference. Before we leave you, here are the full-time match highlights from one of the better games I think we've seen in these Nations League group stage matches so far. Took a little while for this game to get going, but the Dominican Republic were the team that were obviously the more desperate early on, creating the early chances, but not really creating clear-cut chances, it must be said. It was physical, it was passionate. Both teams had plenty to play for in this game, but then the deadlock was broken. Ball played across by Strawbridge, and a thumping header by Brandon Barzy gave the lead to Montserrat with 37 minutes gone. Then the Dominican Republic had to keep pushing to try and find the opening goal themselves at the end of the half. It didn't come. Montserrat took a 1-0 lead into the break. And then the DR second half continued to have a lot of the ball, but they continued to not do a ton with the ball. And then Montserrat's magical moment came. They continued to push. They continued to scrap and claw on the defensive side of the game for Lee Boyer's group. That's what really won the day for Montserrat. But then this moment, Strawbridge with a curler of epic proportions, a stunning strike to give Montserrat a 2-0 lead just before the hour. The Dominican Republic started to lose a bit of their composure after that. They tried their best to fight their way back into this game. It took them some time, but 15 minutes later, they would find a response. After this moment, Montserrat nearly added a third, a chance to really seal the match. But Dominic Richmond pulled his shot wide. Ederlin Reyes here gave the Dominican Republic some hope. Arguably the goal of the match. A tremendous finish, taking it out of the air and volleying it in to make it 2-1. But the DR ran out of time, and Montserrat pulled off a tremendous, tremendous win by 2-1. What a night in Plymouth. Montserrat were underdogs. They proved the doubters wrong tonight, and now it is up to Nicaragua to see if they can clinch the group with a draw or a win, or if the Dominican Republic may be handed an unlikely lifeline. Full-time match stats: Dominican Republic had a lot of shots, but they didn't do a lot with them. Montserrat were very, very clinical, and it must be said, the defensive improvements that we've seen from Montserrat over the last month shined extremely bright tonight, and this group will remember this result for quite some time. A tremendous evening of Nations League play once again. For our entire crew, I'm Sean St. Jacques. We say so long from Montserrat. The final score is Montserrat 2, the Dominican Republic 1, on a memorable night in Plymouth.